Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Folks, we are living in an era of unhinged left-wing emotional instability. These people don't argue, they don't debate, they don't persuade, they explode. They scream, they vandalize, attack, and then of course, cry victim when the consequences finally catch up with them, right? It's always the same thing. They go on the offensive, commit acts of terrorism, and then once the consequences hit,
You were murdered.
We've seen it time and time again. When the facts don't go their way, when reality hits a nerve, when their narrative starts to break down in real time, they completely lose their minds, act like unhinged lunatics, totally lose control emotionally, like I usually say, their eyes go red, and they end up engaging in indiscriminate acts of violence and extremism. But of course, with that being said, it's not all bad, because in a good chunk of these cases, especially lately, these violent leftoids, they faffo big time. They F around and find out. I guess we're reaching the natural end result of a political movement entirely based on rage, victimhood, and zero accountability. These violent leftoids are playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes, and boy do I have a perfect example for you guys today as another violent leftist has faffoed big time. That's none other than Brianna J. Rivers, this unhinged woman from a week ago that assaulted a pro-life activist interviewer on the streets for simply asking a question. Well, she was just arrested. Let me tell you guys the whole story. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so I think roughly a week ago, maybe a little bit over a week ago, pro-life activist Savannah Craven was conducting street interviews in New York City, just having basic back and forth dialogue about abortion. She speaks to people on the streets and challenges their perspectives and ideas. Nothing aggressive, nothing disrespectful, just literally talking, ideas, that's it. And then random pedestrian Brianna Rivers enters the scene, and at first the conversation seemed calm, until of course Brianna realized that she was kind of losing her footing in the argument, and instead of walking away like a normal functioning adult, like I always say, the typical leftist rage took over, her eyes went red, and she went into full-blown schizo mode and viciously punched Savannah in the face. I'll show you guys the clip, but we have to heavily censor it because, well, YouTube.
You have a channel?
Yeah, we're doing some interviews today. We're asking people's opinion today on Planned Parenthood. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know what they provide?
Yes. Abortions.
Planned Parenthood gets nearly $700 million of our taxpayer money every year.
700 million? I mean, honestly, I can't go against Planned Parenthood.
What happens in an abortion?
They literally suck the life out of you. They're gonna take the whole baby out, and as they should.
You don't get to kill the baby just because their dad didn't want them.
You can.
Should we kill the kids in foster care? And
why not? If I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice.
Just don't have sex.
That's not even logical.
It is. It is. You went from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that your point of view is very obstructed, and I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's real.
What's wrong with you?
You have a... Hey! What do you do?
Yeah,
She attacked my wife.
Your wife is attacking.
Yeah, so why you wanna?
Why is they following me? Why you following me?
I'm gonna get arrested. Look. Don't worry.
She just punched me in the face. We were just doing a street interview with my camera and everything was fine for over 20 minutes or however long we were filming, and then she just punched me in the face.
The violent left strikes again. And this wasn't a scuffle, it wasn't a fight where both people were engaged. No, it was an unhinged emotional explosion by somebody who couldn't handle being disagreed with. She lost control, lashed out, and in typical leftist fashion, she thought that, there'd probably be no consequences, right? We're in far-left New York, therefore we can bash the fash all we want. But unfortunately for her, the internet quickly identified the assailant as Brianna Rivers, and that's where the second part of this story comes in. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's always the same MO with these violent leftists. Commit an act of political terrorism or violence, and then once the consequences hit, I'm the victim. She posted this video after she was identified.
People were saying in a lot of the comments that I walked up to her like I'm a clout chaser. I was trying to get on the mic. I was looking for a platform to speak on. That's not true at all. I am genuinely friendly and genuinely spread love. The initial approach was cool. It was going smooth. She invited me to be on her channel. So she goes, oh, hey there, do you want to do an interview? A professional reporter. They ask questions, they collect data, you move on. As I first approached, her body language was, friendly, welcoming, very professional. As the interview went on, her demeanor kind of switched and her body language changed to condescending and confrontational. As I attempted to explain one answer to a question, she continued to rapid fire questions, causing my answers to become overlapped and left open for misinterpretation because I was not able to completely explain what it was that I was saying. And I truthfully was not in the right state of mind, so it was just not coming together the way that it should have. Savannah continuously interrupted my thoughts and she rage baited me by attempting to dictate what I was saying. There's even a point in the interview where I throw up the peace sign as a silent goodbye, and Savannah, like the temptress of trouble she is, continued to flip my words on this very slippery subject. I'm very upset that I allowed this woman to railroad me into becoming so angry. I would have declined speaking with her had she led with the interview's premise, or had I known that Savannah's entire rhetoric is to rage bait, infiltrate, and manipulate people that she invites on her platform to interview and then forces her ideologies down their throats.
Attempting to rewrite the whole thing, claiming that the interviewer switched up on her and became confrontational. Okay, so she challenged your ideas, your worldviews, and you responded by punching her in the face? Are you insane? How in any way does that make you the victim or justify your crackhead criminal behavior? She goes on to claim that she's so polite and friendly, and that Savannah is misrepresenting her as aggressive and volatile. Lady, you literally became violent out of nowhere, punched her in the face because she said words. You are volatile. No, I'm such a nice lady. Didn't you see my smiles and nice demeanor at the start of the interview? Holy freaking crap, you can't make this stuff up. It's gaslighting extraordinaire. It's always the exact same thing. She's released so many social media posts, and in every single one of them, she's playing to be the victim, putting out this long sob story claiming that she was rage baited. She's claiming that she's being villainized and cyberbullied on the internet now. But I mean, what do you expect? The internet to rally around you and love you after you punched an innocent girl in the face for literally no reason? You're not a victim. You're the perpetrator. Oh, but it gets even better because she also started a GoFundMe. Yeah, the leftist grift continues. She made a GoFundMe for her legal defense, racking up nearly $9,000, but then unfortunately for her, womp womp womp, GoFundMe took it down because it breaks their rule around fundraising for legal defenses in cases of violent criminal acts, including assault. It's just a series of unfortunate events, right? And now to conclude the story, I guess the legal system isn't buying her victim act, because as we're learning now, just yesterday, or as you're seeing this video, 2 days ago, the NYPD has officially brought her in custody. And we got the charges here from the New York State Unified Court System, showing her top charge with assault with intent to cause physical injury. In other words, an absolute faffo. It's a culture of victimhood and violence, friends. And clearly we cannot view this one situation in isolation. It's not just the Breonna Rivers story. No, the behavior is part of a much bigger pattern. It's a story of skyrocketing left-wing political violence. Not just random violence, but justified, celebrated, ideologically driven violence. I mean, just take a look at this headline from Fox News. New bombshell study reveals assassination culture spreading on the left under President Trump. Study data links rising support for President Trump's assassination to online extremism and left-wing radicalization. Look at the data on this chart. 55% of left-wing respondents in their survey said assassinating Trump would be at least somewhat justified, 48% said the same thing about Elon Musk, and nearly 40% said attacking Tesla dealerships is justified. We're not talking about a fringe minority anymore. This is mainstream leftist thought. It's the natural result of platforms like Blue Sky, TikTok, and Reddit, where this belief is promoted that anybody you disagree with isn't just wrong, but they're dangerous and must be treated as a threat, and therefore dealt with violence. The left has spent the last decade glorifying victimhood, enabling delusion, and convincing people that emotional discomfort equates to oppression. And now they've created a culture of rage-fueled violence. It's why the left stays silent when Luigi Mangione murdered a CEO, and those who weren't silent essentially turned the guy into a folk hero. It's why they encourage and glorify attacking Teslas and firebombing Tesla dealerships. It's why they celebrate when conservatives are assaulted, or when someone makes an attempt on Donald Trump's life, or how they encourage vandalizing pro-life centers and assaulting pro-life activists. This is who they are. Brianna Rivers is not an outlier. She is the product of this culture. She is the product of the punch a Nazi rhetoric. And I'll tell you, it's about damn time that we finally see these people coming to justice. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, F around and find out. I'll tell you, this Brianna character certainly did. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.